Hello guys, today I want us to look at spreadsheets. That is topic number 2 in form 2. So in this series we are looking at questions and answers. So we have to define the following terms. We have the term spreadsheets, we have ledger, we have electronic spreadsheet. So guys, what is a spreadsheet? So just like the term goes, a spreadsheet, a sheet is just a grid. It is a grid made up of columns and rows. So we say a spreadsheet is a grid with columns and rows, which is used to record and compare data. So somebody else may just say that a spreadsheet is a grid pattern of rows and columns where data is entered and analyzed easily. Then we have a ledger. A ledger is a sheet that has rows and columns which allows a person to organize data in a tabular manner and perform arithmetic operations on it. So the difference between a ledger and an electronic spreadsheet or a spreadsheet is that in most cases a ledger is manual. It's just like a mathematics or squared exercise book where you feed data using a biro pen or a pencil. Then what is an electronic spreadsheet? It is an electronic ledger that has rows and columns which allow a person to organize data in a tabular manner and perform arithmetic operations on the data using formulas and functions. So here, when we talk about electronic spreadsheet, we are talking of something that is in a computer, to be precise. Then, list 4 examples of electronic spreadsheets found in the market today. Guys, we can talk about Microsoft Excel, which is obvious. Your teacher will be taking you through Microsoft Excel. We have others that we usually hear, like now we hear about Quattro Pro, but Open Office Calc, it's there. It is found in the open source office. So we have Open Office Calc and Rotas 123. Rotas 123 is written as you see there. Rotas 1-2-3. That is how it goes. So guys, those are the examples of spreadsheets. Then we have components of a spreadsheet. For a spreadsheet to be called a spreadsheet, we must have 3 components. We have graphs or charts, we have database, and also we have a worksheet. Then for a spreadsheet to be there, many worksheets must be there. It is like an exercise book with the pages. A single page is called a worksheet, but the whole thing is called a workbook. So a spreadsheet is a workbook for that case. So guys, a worksheet is made up of rows and columns where data is entered. Then we have a database. Simply, a database is a collection. It is a collection of related stuff. Like for example, if you keep a database about a vehicle, let's say you have 3 vehicles, matatus that carry different routes. One, for example, goes to Mombasa, another one Nakuru, another one Kisumu. So you need to manage the vehicle. So you can keep data about the 3 vehicles, and for that case, you shall have done a database. Then we have a graph or a chart. It is just a pictorial or a graphical representation of data. When you talk about a graph, it is just a pictorial or that is graphical representation of data. Then we have state 5 advantages of electronic spreadsheets. When you talk about an electronic spreadsheet, guys, view it in terms of a computerized spreadsheet like Microsoft Excel. So when you talk about Excel, like for example, if I open Excel, Microsoft Excel here, this is Excel, guys. This is a worksheet. These are pages. Like for example, if I type something here, when I go to this, you cannot see it. You see, these are different pages. So the whole of this is called a workbook, but these are the grid patterns of columns and rows we are talking about. So what are the advantages? The first advantage is that it offers large worksheets for data input and output. It utilizes the power of computer like speed, accuracy to quickly accomplish tasks. It produces network. You can see Excel will give you all formatting features. You can change your stuff to red, different colors, put the background so your work becomes neat. It enables quick manipulation of mathematical data through built-in functions. That's very true. Also, if you perform one function, Excel will automatically perform the others for you. That one is called automatic recalculation power or automatic recalculation formula. So it automatically does the stuff for you. Then we have application areas of spreadsheet. Where can you use spreadsheet? So in statistical analysis, a spreadsheet is used to model complex problems and solutions. You can use it for statistical analysis. You can use it in accounting. So in accounting, it is used to manipulate financial data. In mathematics and science, it is used to solve mathematics and scientific problems using formulas and functions. It is also used in data management. You may get your teachers there in your school using Excel to manage your results. So they feed there, and they can also be in a position to see how you are actually trading. Then we have state any two ways in which you can start Microsoft Excel. So there are very many ways. Like for example, you can just go to type, that is to the search, and then hit Microsoft Excel, or you can open any Microsoft Excel program or file. And also somebody else may just go to start, run, then type Excel or excel.exe. So there are various ways. Then here, guys, we have Microsoft Excel screen. So here you can see this upper part is called the title bar. We have the control panel here, or the control box, where we have minimize, maximize or restore, and also the cross button. We also have the ribbons with different groups. We have clipboard, font, alignment, number, style, cells. These ones are called groups, and the whole thing is called ribbon. So we have different ribbons. Somebody else may talk of menus. Of course, it's correct. So then we have the working area. We have the column headers, A, B, C, D. We have the row headers, 1, 2, 3. We have worksheets or sheet tabs down here. We also have the scroll. Also, we have the zoom. So guys, that is that. Then differentiate between a workbook and a worksheet. As Arya said, we have said that Microsoft Excel, or a spreadsheet, of which I use Microsoft Excel as an example, you realize that a workbook is a collection. It's a collection of many worksheets, whereas a worksheet is a single page of the workbook, to be precise. Differentiate between a row and a column. Guys, when you click on that, that is a row. That is a row. It is just okay, this is a column, sorry guys. A column always goes that way. Then this is a row. So we have a row. The one that is in red is a row. This is a row. This is a column. So how do you use words? A row is a horizontal arrangement of cells. Horizontal, just like I have shown you. Whereas a column is vertical. Remember, in an exam, you can draw. You can draw and show the examiner that you know. With reference to spreadsheets, differentiate between a range and a cell. Guys, if we go to this one, like now, if I want to have this one, you see, that one, then I right click, then I go to define name, like I can call it Don Gichai. Don Gichai. You see now, this is okay. Let's just have this one. Let's have that. So guys, you see, if I click on this one here, you see here it's I6, but when I am here, when I rest my cursor here, in this range here, this range is called as Don Gicha. This one, this is the range. So it's a group of cells that have been named. Whereas when I click on a single one like this is J9, I'm in J9. You see, this is 9, this is J. Here I am in R2, this is called the name box. So this is a range, whereas this is a single cell. Now, how do you explain that? A range is a block of selected or named cells. I have shown you that. Whereas a cell is an intersection between a column and a row. You can also draw this in an exam situation in case you get yourself on the wrong side. Explain the importance of formula bar. Guys, this is the formula bar. Like for example, if I am typing something, Gichia, done. You see, my name is Gichai, not Gichia. Now, if I want to correct here, I can use the formula bar. You see now, I can use the formula bar here to Gichai. So, What is the work of a formula bar? Number one is to allow editing. Like for example here, it allows you to edit. It also allows you to type a formula. You can type a formula directly here. So what is the answers? The formula bar is special intersection point of formulas and data. All formulas and data are entered in the formula bar before they can be entered into the cell. Rather, you can add that it can be used to edit contents of the cell. Explain how to make a particular cell active. This is straightforward, just click on it. So the answer is click on it. Like for example, I want to activate K, this is K9. So I just click or double click on it. So that is the answer. Then guys, state 2 advantages of creating a worksheet using predefined template instead of using blank worksheet. So sometimes you may opt to create a new worksheet. Like I have pressed control, let me say just go to file, then new. Guys, these are the templates, available templates. Like for example, I want to create a budget or a calendar. So the examiner, let me just click on an invoice. The examiner is asking, instead of you creating now like the invoice by yourself, why should you opt to use the templates? So, okay, currently I'm offline, but the solution is very simple. That a defined template will actually give you predefined features. It will give you good colors. It will give you good range, etc. So the answer is, it is faster to create a worksheet. Like for example, if I'm creating an invoice, then I use a template. You'll notice that the template will quicken my work because there are some things I do not type or edit. So the template may provide special formulas already embedded in it, hence making it more useful. That's very true. You'll notice that if you are creating an invoice or something that requires calculation, when you use a template will actually quicken or give you formulas that probably you may have struggled to get. Apart from when saving a workbook for the first time, when else is advisable to use save as command? Guys, save as command has 4 uses. Actually here I can see 3. It has 4 uses. Like for example, if you are asked about give 3 uses of save as command or differentiate between save and save as command. Save as is used when you are changing location. It is used when you are saving, you are renaming a file. It is used when you want a new file type. Also, you can talk of for saving the file for the first time, of which the examiner here has actually said apart from. So these are the uses, the 4 uses of save as command: renaming a file, changing location, and also changing file type. Like for example, I want to save this work of mine as PDF. So I just go to save as. You see I have used save as. Then down here, I will choose PDF. You see now, I have saved my file as PDF. That is what we are talking about, the last point. Number 15, closing a workbook is different from exiting the application. Elaborate. Very true. If you click on file, you will notice there is exit and there is close. When I close the current document without closing the application. But when I exit, I close the whole application. That is the difference. So guys, when a workbook is closed, the application continue running. However, when exiting the application, the entire workbook is closed and the application stops running. Then we have state the characteristics of each of the following types of cell data entries. Guys, we also call them data types in in Spreadsheets. Or rather, you can also go ahead and talk about Microsoft Excel. So, when we talk about labels or text or alphanumeric, labels are used as headings. Okay, when you talk about labels, you're talking about text. You can mix numbers like a car number plate, KAJ, 509P. You see, we have mixed numbers and letters. So that is a label or text or alphanumeric. We also have values. Values are also called numeric or numbers, 0 to 9. Then we have formula. A formula is a mathematical expression. Then we have a function. A function is a user-defined formula. So these are the 4 types of data entries that can be done in Microsoft Excel or in a spreadsheet. Then we have cell referencing and basic formula and function. Explain 3 types of cell referencing when creating a formula and manipulating cells. So guys, we have 3 types of cell referencing. What do we mean by cell referencing? Cell referencing, guys, means that it means that you are trying to point a data in a certain cell. So, like for example, guys, if I want to talk about Gichai Don here, where is Gichai Don? It is in K9. So you are referencing, instead of saying Gichai Don, you say equals to K9. So K9 here refers to where my data is referenced. So guys, we carry on. We have said we have 3 types. We have relative, absolute, and mixed. Mixed is the use of the 2, relative and absolute. Whereas when we talk about a relative cell addressing, this means that when you copy the formula to the next cell, it keeps on changing. But absolute means that even if that formula is copied from one cell to the other, the results are the same, or the formula does not change. And how do you do that? You usually use $sign. Like for example, guys, if I go to this point, I have 500. So I want to refer to this 500. Let me use something sensible, 5%. Like now here I have products. Then we have prices. So we have product F, product J, H, like that. These are products. And then they have different prices. But these prices should be subjected to the same percentage. That means I don't want the percentage to change. And therefore, for example, now I want to see the new price. So here, I will type equals. I want to refer to this. This is E3. So I will put a $sign before and after that. Then this, you see now it takes 5%. So I'll take $sign times this. Then I press enter. So if I do this down here, you'll notice that J6, see for yourself, J6 will be changing. Look at the formula bar here. You see now as I go down, J7, 8, 9. But this part is not changing. E3 is not changing, you see. So this part is called absolute, it doesn't change. The part that keeps on changing is called relative. Then we have differentiate between this and this. Now the difference is, just like I have shown you, this is absolute because it has $sign here, but this one doesn't. So this means when I copy this next cell, it becomes C5, but this one will remain C4. That's the difference. So describe the location of that one. I can just skip that. Question 19. Explain the following mathematical operators. We have arithmetic operators. These are the normal operators. We have plus, that is addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Guys, just note how we do division, how we press division in computer. We use a /, whereas in multiplication, we use asterisk or star. Then we have relational operators. These are operators that compare. They work in a situation, in a status called Boolean, or true or false. For a normal computer student, instead of just scaring people by saying Boolean, just say true or false, yes or no. So if you say greater than or equal to, is equal to, less than or equal to, the situation is either true or false. That is relational operators. So these are the relational operators: greater than, less than or equal to, blah, 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 blah. Then we have 20. Compare the formulas, these 2 formulas. Okay. This one is a formula, whereas this is a function. The difference between a formula and a function is that a function is a user-defined formula, like this. But this one is a formula. Any other person will put this. So the difference is that this is a formula, this is a function. Functions use keywords like sum, product, maximum, search, if, etc. State 4 categories of inbuilt functions in Microsoft Excel. So we have statistical functions, e.g. average, maximum, minimum. We have logical, that is or if, this one. We have mathematical, that is sum, product, blah, 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 blah. We have date and time, like today, hour, etc. You can refer this one later on. You can also use ChatGPT to help you to know more about this one without struggling. Guys, study the worksheet in table 2.1 below and answer the questions that follow. We have total harvest in 1,000 bags, year 1 and year 2. So write the formula that would be entered in cell C3 to return the percentage increase in the harvest. So we have the answers here. This is the formula. So you put this one minus this one divided by 3 times 100. Then the formula is entered in this when copied. So this is the answer. Then convert the following. This one should be sum. This is a typo, typing error. So convert the following to absolute. Guys, I just told you, you just put $sign before and after. Before and after. So this is the answer. That means it becomes that one. Then we have state the expression that would be used to obtain the maximum. Whenever you hear maximum, you type max, you take the first in cell and the rest separated by full colon. Minimum, you do the same. You type equals to min. Remember, a formula must start with an equal sign. So you just take the rest and that is the first and the rest. For calculation for the sum, you do the same. Remember, a formula must start with an equal sign. Also, guys, we have this one. This is a function. What is happening here is that if B3 is greater or equal to 60, it gives grade B. Rather, it gives grade C or F. Then formula to write today's date, we type equals to now. Like for example, just type here equals to now. Then you close and open the bracket. So you see, it returns today's date and time. But up here, you can see it is equals to now. That is the answer. Then guys, we have state two methods of editing a cell. Number one is double clicking on it. Number two is using the formula bar, just like I had shown you earlier on. Outline the steps you would follow to correct spelling mistakes. You can press F7. You can also press A, B, C, D on the review. So when you want to spell check, that is in Excel, you can just go to review, then click on spelling. You see now the spelling checker will run. You can also press F7 to initialize the thesaurus. Then we have differentiate between moving and copying text. So when you copy something, you leave a duplicate. But when you move, you transfer everything. So it's like the examiner is asking, differentiate between cut and copy. Copying is duplicating. Cutting is transferring or moving. So explain how you would perform the following. Delete a range of cell. Number one, you highlight it, then press delete on the keyboard. Inserting a row. Like for example, if I want to insert a row, I just right click, then insert. You see, I have inserted a new row. For the column, you do the same, right click, insert. So it's just a matter of writing it down on how that one is performed. Then define the term formatting. When you talk about formatting, it is to enhance. It is to enhance the appearance of something. Like for example, you can change the font size, font color, etc. State the meaning of the following number formatting. So guys, if I open Excel, these are my numbers. Then I go home. You see, the examiner is asking about these ones. We have general, number, currency, accounting, short date, blah, blah, blah. So many. We also have more data types here, more number formats. So if I click, you can see we have these ones. We have general, number, currency, etc. So what are the functions? So general displays in a number format entered. Currency changes something to monetary value. Percentage changes something to percent. Number changes number. Date changes that one to date format. Then we have outline, how to print. So to print something like Excel here, you just go to print, file, then you hit on print. When you hit on print, it gets here as print preview. So you set the parameters like number of copies, page what to page what, print both pages or what, A4 size, etc. Then you press OK. Then guys, after that one, we have state ways of making sure that columns are wide enough to accommodate long text. Number one, you can just double click. Like for example, if you type something here, like this one. You see now this one, the word product. So I just double click, you see. That is one way. Number two is to hold the border and drag. Those are the ways. Then describe global formatting. The global formatting worksheet affects the entire worksheet. The entire worksheet is selected. So it is also important for you to note that we have global formatting or auto formatting. Then we have differentiate between sorting and filtering. Sorting is arranging something from ascending, either using ascending or descending order. Whereas the filtering is extracting data that meet a certain criteria. Then we have sort. How do you sort? You actually highlight. Like now, if I want to do stuff, like now I can highlight this one. I want to filter or to sort. So I just go to data, then sort. You see now there is those ones, A to Z, blah blah blah. So that is the difference. Then those are the steps. Then how do you validate data? To validate data, you can validate data to make sure that only data that meet a certain criteria is fed there. Like for example, I want here to only allow data that is between 0 and 100, sorry, 1 and 100. So if somebody keys in 200, it should actually fail. That is, I highlight, then I go to data, then data validation. I click data validation. Here I choose whole number between minimum 1, maximum 100. Then input message here, the message that should appear there, karibu sana. Then here we accept numbers between 0 and 100. So what is the error message? In case somebody violates that, they get a warning that error, check and retry. So if you do that, guys, I click OK. You see now I get a message. If I key something like 200, you see now I get another message. That is data validation. It will only allow data that is between 0 and 100. Then I have shown you the steps of data validation. Then differentiate between consolidation and subtotaling. Consolidation refers to summarizing several worksheets into a master worksheet, where subtotaling is grouping and generating subtotals and grand totals from the worksheet. You can practice on that. Then for the steps, you just go to data, like for example here. So here you just go to data menu, then you go to subtotals. You see there is consolidate and there is subtotal. So you can practice on that. Those are the steps. Step 3, advantages of using forms in spreadsheet. So form provide a more user-friendly interface. Forms enhance data security since they hide other data in the worksheet. Forms validate data entry, reducing wrong entries. Then from there we have what is a chart, what is reged, and data series. So a chart is a pictorial representation of relationship between two varying sets of data. A reged is the key in geography, in social studies in your primary school or geography. When you are drawing a chart, there is the key of different colors showing what it represents. Then you have data series. This is the data that has been used to come up with the chart. Then list 9 types of charts. There are so many. If you just go to here, insert, you see these are the types of charts. We have column charts with its friends, line chart, pie chart, bar chart, area chart, scatter, and others like Daphne, bubble, radar, etc. You can just evaluate, you can just explore. Then from there, explain how you would print a workbook. That is very simple. I had shown you that. Just hit file, then print, then you can set your parameters. Then from there, we have now other questions. We have other questions that you can go through at your free time, like describe 3 components of a spreadsheet, explain 4 data types. These ones are just a recap of what we have covered. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, remember to comment, remember to like the videos, and also come up again another time to see what's new. Thank you very much.